Oh, they fixed the gnome screen. Hey everybody, Eat Mo Pie. We got a new patch in the beta last night. It is patch 15640, and they changed a lot. There's just so much different. As you can see on the character screen here, you got template, you can create 85s now. It doesn't work yet, but, or maybe there's a long queue. Every time I've tried, it's failed. But anyway, they changed a lot, and just when I thought it was alright to make a video about tanking and AoE tanking and all the skills, they changed a lot of them. So here we go. Okay, first thing, Breath of Fire no longer has a cooldown, and it now puts a dot on your targets. No cooldown, that's great. They changed the damage, it's a little bit less now, and it also has a shorter range. It was 40 yards, now it's 12. Not a real big deal because I don't think it actually went 40 yards anyway. But so that's neat. It's going to make it interesting, you know, if you're going to use Breath of Fire or if you're going to use Spinning Crane Kick, which they also changed. They added the tooltip. During Spinning Crane Kick, you can continue to dodge and parry. Obviously, they had to do that. They upped the damage, like I said they were going to have to do because it just didn't feel right. But they changed the cost to 2 chi, and it was 1. And that's something I think they're going to probably have to revert back or add some sort of passive for Brewmasters and Mistweavers, because it just makes it almost makes it not worth using. It makes it too dangerous to use because there's a chance that you're going to get stunned or silenced or kicked or knocked back, or you know, there's so many things that happen while you're raiding or in an instance that, you know, it might just not be worth using that. So I think they're going to have to change it, but I guess we'll see soon. Expel Harm. This is your self-heal. They changed this a little bit. It does the same amount of healing and all that, but it now generates 1 chi, which is huge. That's awesome. That's a great change, and I think everybody needed another ability that generated chi in all the specs, so that's great. Guard. They changed Guard slightly. It now absorbs, I think it's 20% more is what they said, and it now lasts for 30 seconds. It was 8, and that was kind of annoying, but now it's 30 seconds, and it really is like a power word shield that a priest will use. They changed Keg Smash, and they changed a lot about this. It's still a cleave. They lowered the damage slightly, same cooldown and things, but now this applies a stack of Dizzying Haze, which is, you know, your throw attack, and it also does a demoralizing shout. It's called Weakened Blows, but for your cleave targets, it reduces their damage done, their physical damage, by 10%, which is pretty neat. Still generates 2 chi. On to Dizzying Haze. Dizzying Haze, they changed this a lot. The first thing that I noticed was that the monocle, it stays out there. Before, every time you would hit the button, it would start back at your body and you'd have to move it back to where you needed to put it. So this is huge. This is great. This helps kiting. This helps pulling. This just, it's great. They did up the energy cost. It was 10, now it's 20, so you actually can't spam it the way that you did before. But there's a trade-off. You no longer need 3 stacks of it. 1 stack does your full amount of debuff. You're 50% slow, and you know, your afflicted targets have a 3% chance to misfire attack and hit themselves. And you know, there is no 3-stack multiplier for Breath of Fire anymore. It's just 1, and that's the great thing about Keg Smash 2 now applying Dizzying Haze, is you no longer need to worry if you only have 3 targets. You don't have to spam Dizzying Haze to keep your debuff up, because every time you use Keg Smash, you're reapplying your debuff. and no cooldown on Breath of Fire again is gonna make tanking substantially more fun. I think it's you know, you're gonna be able to do more damage. There's more to choose from, I guess I should say. 40 Fortifying Brew finally works, but they changed the mechanic a little bit. Before, the secondary mechanic, it increases your health by 100%, 3-minute cooldown, and the mechanic was, well, it was supposed to be, you cannot take heals. You absorb all the heals that you're given for the 20-second duration, and then you'd be healed at the end, and that didn't work at all. So they changed it to reduce damage taken by 20% for 20 seconds, which I think is just a cop-out because they couldn't get that to work, but it's still pretty neat. And as you can see, you use that, and it's basically your last stand. 24,716 health at level 65. That's pretty sweet. They changed Blackout Kick. It now costs 2 chi. It does a little bit more damage, which it needed, and that's really about it. There's nothing too much to it. It still puts the dot on and that. Your Rushing Ox Charge, they renamed it Clash. Not really a big deal. It's still a silly ability. Basically, it's a charge, and your target charges you, and you charge it, and you meet in the middle and clash, and you stun the target, and now you stun all targets within 6 yards of where your clash happens. So it's kind of neat. It's almost like a blitz type mechanic, with a warrior. But anyway, so those are the Brewmaster changes. They moved some other skills around. They changed some things. They finally fixed the spell books, which look great, by the way, Blizzard. Good job. If any of you ever watch any of these videos. Still need to work on Disable, looking like Hamstring. And they buffed Healing Sphere. That's pretty much it. They moved Legacy of the Emperor. It was like level 60 or 60 something, and now it's 81. They moved some things around. Summon Black Ox is now an instant cast. It was a 1.5 second cast. I'd imagine they did that with all the statues. Yeah, all the statues. But if you want to see all the other changes, MMO Champion has a great thing on their front page, and it has everything for every class. And they really did a good job. I mean, I didn't see a single ability that I was disappointed in. I mean, I want to complain about Spinning Crane Kick being too expensive because it feels like it is. But I'm gonna play around with it and do some instances and just see how it feels. With the extra chi generated from Expel Harm, maybe it'll work out. So we'll see. And if there's anything that anybody wants to see, or any questions or anything like that, please post a comment. Let me know. I'll read them, and we'll go from there. I'm trying to get content out as fast as I can, but I'm only really doing things that I'm interested in. Once character copies are working again, once I can make an 85 Brewmaster without finishing leveling this one, I'm going to test out healing a little bit. But other than that, if there's anything you're interested in, please leave a comment. And thanks for watching. See ya.